Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of What I Would Have Played, the new YouTube series I'm doing where I take you through what I would have played had I had a radio show this week. So without further explanation, let's go through the tracks. So the first track I would have played, a new tune from Peachtree Rascals, is called Things Won't Go My Way, and it's a new alternative pop track. And this is it's kind of got a cheerful vibe to it, even though it's got a melancholic tune. So what more could you ask for? It's a good track. Number two, from a band that I hadn't really heard of until this week. There's a band called Governor, 90s alt rock band, who I think have a very much an influence from 60s hard rock in this track, Motorcycle Man, from their album The Hunt. And a big shout out to Pat, who recommended this band to me. Number three, new track from Octavian. Beat done by Take a Day Trip, who did the beat for Mo Bamba by Sheckwares as well. And also Abongjaya, who, if you've listened to Moses Boyd or Joe Armand Jones, knows that he's collaborated with those guys before. And finally Santi on that track. It's called Poison. Very much an Afrobeat style to it, but it's a good track nonetheless. And also it's great to see more music from Octavian, who's fastly rising up the ranks of the UK rap pyramid. So number four, Phoebe Bridgers released some new music, and one of the new tracks she released is called Kyoto. Really beautiful folk inspired indie. It's a beautiful track. She's got a beautiful voice, she's got a beautiful sound. You know, you can't go wrong with Phoebe Bridgers. Check it out if you like your indie folk, or if you fancy a cry, because yeah, it's one of those ones. Number five, new music from Westside Gunn. He released a new album called Pray for Paris, and this track is called 327. But what really makes the track is its features. It features Joey Badass, the Brooklyn rapper, and also Tyler the Creator, who is my favourite rapper. It's really nice lo-fi sounding hip hop, really mellow beat, just a mellow track in general. So if you fancy just vegging out on the sofa and listening to some good lo-fi hip hop, I recommend this new track, 327. Number six is a new track from My Marmite band, the 1975, who I can never make my mind up about, to be honest. They've released a new track called If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know, and it's a throwback to their old vibe, essentially. The music from their first album. That's what this song seems to do. It seems to take us back to those days. So if you like the 1975 back then, you might like this song. And in fact, I'm really enjoying the 1975 new stuff, the stuff that we're expecting to see from Notes on a Conditional Form. But obviously we'll see how it sounds as a full album. Because the last one I wasn't too keen of the album as a whole, but I did like individual tracks, so maybe that will be the same thing. And for the mums and dads listening, if you loved Simple Minds in the 80s and other synth pop groups, then you will absolutely love this track by the 1975, which is very synth poppy indeed. Number seven is a track called Evil by Jonathan Linder, 96, which is the indie folk project of Swedish rapper Young Lean. Now what's great about this is that it's still got that same emotional charge, kind of talking about his demons. And it's quite a kind of moving piece. It wouldn't be out of place on a playlist of songs with the likes of Ben Howard, Julian Baker, and Sufjan Stevens. So if you like that sort of music, this is a great artist for you to check out. Jonathan Linder, 96. Track number 8. Now, we had 420 last week, which most people know is a day very much associated with cannabis consumption, and Dr. Dre, famously from the group NWA, decided that he'd put his debut album, The Chronic, or debut tape, The Chronic, on streaming platforms for the first time ever, and we got to see a whole list of great tracks from the 90s hip-hop scene, the West Coast, and it was essentially the tape that launched Snoop Dogg's career. But the track I would have played was called Let Me Ride. It features Jewel, and it's got a real kind of badass driving beat to it. It's kind of hard to explain unless you listen to it, but it's a really good track. I definitely recommend you go and have a listen to not only that track, but the whole of the album. It's brilliant. Number 9, I'm not going to talk much about this because I spoke about it in the blog post, which I'll put a link down below for, but I highly recommend this artist, Jesse James Solomon, who's just released this new EP, Bleach, and the track I would have played, Don't Worry. If you're liking kind of a lot of the more underground alternative rappers around the UK at the moment, people like Finn Foxall, Sam Wise, you're going to like this one. And he's going to feature on that new Streets mixtape that we're expecting in the summer. So Jesse James Solomon, go and have a look. Number 10, we had the first posthumous solo single from rapper Juice WRLD, who sadly died of a drug overdose back in December last year, and they've released this new track, which he recorded before he passed. So go and check it out. It's a good tune. Number 11 again. I'm not going to talk much about this. It's brand new Tom Misch, Yusuf Days, from their new album Some Kind of Music. A track called Last 100, which is a good bit of kind of poppy jazz. If you're yet to get into jazz, this might be the album that helps you bridge the gap between kind of commercial and popular kind of soul and hip hop into the kind of new thriving world of UK jazz. Number 12, equally, I'm not going to talk much about, but it's a new track from Car Seat Headrest, the American indie band. A new track called There Must Be More Than Blood, and it's from their new album out this Friday called Making a Door Less Open. So go and check them out, and when the album comes out, check out the rest of it, because I already know that is going to be fire. Yeah. Number 13, Playboi Carti, the man who seems to be annoying every person on Twitter who's into hip hop and trap. He released this track just over a week ago now called At Meh. Sounds a bit northern saying that, doesn't it? At Meh. New trap song from his upcoming project, Whole Lotta Red. We still have no clue when it's going to come out. I thought it was going to come out last Friday because of a tweet I saw he posted on Thursday. It didn't happen. Might be out this Friday, might be out already by the time I post this video. Who knows? There's really no predicting Playboi Carti, but all we do know is that it's going to be a good album. And this track in particular has got a really interesting beat to it. It's kind of almost video gamey, so definitely check out this new tune from Playboi Carti. It's called At Meh. Number 14, all-female indie rockers Dreamwife have just released a new single called Hasta La Vista. I don't really need to say much about it because the song will speak for itself. If you're liking your UK indie at the moment, you should definitely check this out because it's a really nice rocky piece. And get to know Dreamwife because they are going to be played more and more on the radio over the upcoming months, I think, especially with the release of their new album. Number 15, some of you might have stayed up to watch Travis Scott's performance, on Fortnite, which was visually impressive, but audio was just pre-recorded tracks from his albums. And the one good thing I think that came out of it was that we got to see a new track of his that he previewed in the video called The Scots, and it's from this new project he's got with Kid Cudi, The Scots, and it's a good piece of trap music again. Can't really say more than that, but go and check it out. It's a good track. Number 16, again, I'm not going to say much more about this because you can check out what I thought of it in the blog post below. That said, Charli XCX is working ridiculously hard in quarantine. She's doing so much to release this new album, How I'm Feeling Now, which will be out midway through May. And it's produced by Dylan Brady as well, of 100 gecs, so it's got a really interesting, almost experimental kind of production level to it. So I really like that track. It's a solid 5 out of 5 track, so definitely check it out. Claws by Charli XCX. Number 17. Now, this is the guitarist of a band I'm already a huge fan of, Slaves. And the guitarist, Laurie Vincent from Slaves, has just launched this new project, Larry Pink the Human, and he released a new track called Love You Bye, which is a very kind of open track, almost warming in some sense. Kind of sound like I'm talking about leek and potato soup, but I'm not. I'm talking about this new great indie track, Love You Bye by Larry Pink the Human. if you're liking your indie rock at the moment, go and check out this new track by Laurie Vincent from Slaves, under the new moniker Larry Pink the Human, because it's very promising for this new project. It's very exciting to see what else Laurie Vincent will release under this new title. And finally, the last song is a nod to Naruto, the anime and manga series. New track by Lil Uzi Vert, who's already just released a whole album, and he's gone and released yet another single called Sasuke. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's another good trap piece, so go and check it out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's the first of many. Any kind of engagement with the video would be much appreciated, either liking, subscribing, commenting, do whatever you need to do. Look after yourselves, enjoy the rest of lockdown, and I will see you next week. Bye.